It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings on Monday night.
Let's go.
It's one of the NFL's newest venues, but it's already earned a reputation as one of its best. This is US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other. From the moment they're tabbed the starters in their first season, and then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that will be talked about both for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Will Reichert has it all teed up. And off we go from Minneapolis. On the return, here's Ray McLeod. This return makes it up to the 25. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game. But he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short game.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. Hits a seam at the 40. And he's going to get all the way up to the midfield stripe. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Staying with Robinson. And he's able to get this down to the 36. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
On first down, here's Penix. And a man is there to knock that away. Clean breakup on that throw. And it sets up 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
On 2nd down, Robinson. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. That tackle made by Blake Cashman.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd down, it's Penix. Cut near the goal line. And in for the Atlanta touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Starting from the 5. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard to measure how much of it was him, how much of it the people around him. Most importantly, just ask his teammates over the years. They love playing with him. That is a characteristic that's important, and I don't think talked about enough, Kate. Do your guys in the huddle want to play for you? Do they believe in you? Everywhere J.J. has been, he's lit up that huddle, and success has followed.
And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. David Onyemata there for the stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
Has the connection to Hawkinson. And this one does not go far.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure, but you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10. Here's Jones. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he's able to get this down to the 36. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
1st down, and they go right back to him. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Chased out to his right. He's keeping it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that play good enough for a first. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Second down carry for Jones. And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. The rookie from Notre Dame able to take him down.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
McCarthy throwing on third down. To the sideline it goes. He makes the play. Pass caught. Both feet are down. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it first and goal.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Motion man right is Jefferson. Jones. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be second down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Now it's second and goal from the 1. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I tell you what, before the snap, I think everybody in the stadium would have said this offense was going to score on that series. The only people who didn't think that were the most important people, and that's the 11 dudes on defense that made the play.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Bails, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota! The Vikings finish off their opening drive. J.J. McCarthy, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
One after try good by Reichert. And the Vikings respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. McLeod now returning it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. It's a gain of 22. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Penix now on first down. He puts some power on a deep one left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it's going to be second down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
From the gun, it's Robinson. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Falcons will have a first.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have second down behind the sticks. Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. Penix here from the gun. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
So with the Falcons set to punt on fourth, on comes Bradley Pinion. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Hopkinson reels it in. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know these teams, they track every step of their players. Many of them wear GPS units in their uniform to track how much mileage. I don't care what the stat sheet said of how long that gain was. That dude ran a long way, all the way across the field, but it paid dividends.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. He's got him, that's Addison. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to the air, McCarthy. Pass is caught by Addison. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. A.J. Terrell making that stop.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Throwing on third, McCarthy. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Jones trying the left side. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Looking to throw, McCarthy. He brings it in. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
3rd and just 2 to go. McCarthy to throw it. Has it down close. Touchdown, Minnesota. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Reichert on for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go play action. Here's Penix. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
I think everybody in the building was already thinking about the next play to run as they watched that short throw to the tight end. That's a gimme. You don't expect to see many of those dropped.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Penix working from the gun. It's into the hands of Mooney. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Another carry for Robinson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
They've got first down from the 31. Here's Robinson up the middle. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
From the 27. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Play action. Here's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Flat out a tremendous call. Perfect timing to blitz the corner, and the result proves it. There was barely time for the QB to set himself up to throw, let alone look downfield for a target before he was absolutely decked by somebody who I think enjoyed that chance to rush the passer.
So now on 4th down, the Falcons electing to send Young Hui Koo after the field goal. Needs a good amount here, too, 51 yards away. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. They have played lights out on offense. Scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. McCarthy looking to throw. He's going to push one deep. He's got it deep downfield. Into the red zone. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings grow their lead just before halftime. It's a T.J. Hockenson touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Reichert on for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings drive their lead to 11. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Starting from the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Falcons and this running back headed back out for a new series. And that front is really going to need to buckle down and provide some more opposition because he's gotten off to an excellent start here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. To the air with Penix. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. And he's able to cross the 40 before going out. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Penix on 1st down. That's grabbed inside the 30. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. On 1st down, here's Penix. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, short of the 15.
As a quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
And again, it's Penix. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Penix looking to pass. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
The nice thing about a drag route is it works versus zone. You can find that soft spot and get a completion, but they can be very effective when you got an excellent route runner running away on that drag route for man coverage.
From the shotgun, Penix. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons make it a 1-score game before halftime. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Koo on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Ty Chandler to return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Vikings with a football here late in the half. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
They've got first down from the 31. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. The Falcons getting close, and they take him down! And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense, more often than not, leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Looks like that last play convinces them to keep this one on the ground. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. So we've reached halftime in Minneapolis, with the Vikings out in front at the break. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Vikings got a good performance in the first half from their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. The Vikings and their QB, J.J. McCarthy, returning to the field on offense. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. From the shotgun, McCarthy has his man. It's Addison. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st and 10, here's McCarthy. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. It's a pickup of 11. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. but that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Now a give up the middle to Jones. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
They'll come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Moore's got it. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running right, this is Jones. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach 3rd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Here's Jones. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
You know, it's almost like the defense heard that call in their helmet themselves. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And their reward is getting off the field.
The Falcons and receiver Darnell Mooney headed out there now. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. Dumped off to his running back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. Penix. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, if the word safety was used, and it's not a lot in NFL locker rooms, but if it was at halftime, it was about safe throws, good decisions, consistent plays. It was not about a safety to begin this 2nd half, and that's what we nearly saw. Not the kind of start this offense wanted. It's got to overcome a bit of adversity.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. He gets it out of there, and this has some distance. And the fair catch is made just about a yard or two short of midfield. The Vikings are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end now. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. And the trick play doesn't pay off. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Straight ahead they go with Jones. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. David Onyemata there for the stop. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Has the connection to Hutchinson. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. The visitors returning their offense, and this running back to the field. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Robinson on the inside give. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
An option give to Robinson. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Into the hands of Pitts. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Penix working from the gun. Into traffic, complete. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. That's good for 7 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
First and 10, a run to Robinson. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Brought down by Javon Hargrave. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 39. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Penix to throw. Pitts brings it in. Jukes one defender. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Falcons football. A nice little help for them as they trail entering the quarter. Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. This time they're gonna get there, and they drop it. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage.
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with the quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
Second and goal coming up from the 7. Here's Penix. Got a man. Robinson has it. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target.
Now Penix on 3rd and goal. Buys time, rolling run. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons take a 4th quarter lead. Michael Penix Jr. the touchdown. His 3rd total score in this game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Koo with the extra point. And the Falcons push their lead to 3. Koo all lined up and ready to boot this one away. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Moore going to motion over right. Okay, and the wide receiver's going to get it to begin the drive. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Assignments were tested, and they were ready for it defensively. That's an excellent stop at the line. And it's going to make this offense seriously question revisiting that call.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. Pass is caught by Addison. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New set of downs for him from the 46. McCarthy throwing here. That's caught in stride by Addison. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Second and 6 coming up here. On play action now, McCarthy. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Back to the air, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
As we're into the fourth quarter, we know this. We know that money down could not be any more important than right now. Both sides are certainly fatigued. You feel it in both their play. But battling through what's been a physical contest all game long, going to be the key here down the stretch.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. And they won't be able to return this one as it sails out of bounds. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. From the shotgun, Penix. Catch made by Chark. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
First down, ball at the 36. They'll run it with Bijan. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Throwing, Penix. Finds him over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Penix now. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Penix now to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Falcons holding on to a field goal lead. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Going right side, Robinson with it. And he's tackled for a short gain. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time, 1:55 to go. Second down now, 7 to go. Staying with Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now we get another stoppage here, just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. He'll throw it. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They're out now, ready to punt it. It'll be Bradley Pinion doing the honors. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. The Vikings now set to take the field. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I know I'm nitpicking a little bit here, Kate, but if they could have held off just another second before making contact, they may have driven this QB right into the end zone, and we know what that would have meant. Well, 2 points and the defense ignited.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Fits it through the middle. And we'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
He'll get this to Jefferson. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st. Vikings out of the hurry-up, need everyone back to the line. Here he is to throw. He's on the move. Stepping up, and he's going to run. Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Second and 3 now. Setting up to pass. He's got him. That's Addison. And they make the tackle at the 38. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
One final shot here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. A well-earned win for the Falcons as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.